If you hear these words, know this: it is no accident. It is a call, a resonance, a response from a soul that has long awaited this moment. So much has tried to break through the dense veil of the ordinary, through the endless noise of daily bustle, through the false reflections in the dim mirrors they so helpfully offer us. But now, precisely now, as the shadows begin to thicken and the familiar, seemingly unshakable world cracks at all its seams, you find yourself here. And this holds profound meaning. Before we step into the sanctuary, into that place where naked truth gapes in its pristine, perhaps frightening but so alluring beauty, you must make your choice. Your like is not merely a sign of approval. It is a true declaration of your intent. Your subscription is an entry into the cherished ranks of those who relentlessly seek, of those who will finally dare to tear the impudent mask from the face of reality. The truth, which they meticulously conceal behind the dense screen of news chatter, behind the shiny covers of glossy magazines, behind the impenetrable curtain of false promises, is in fact simple and at the same time terrifying. It does not lie in who will occupy the highest post in the state, nor in how the stock market will change. This is no mere intricate conspiracy theory. No, this is a far grander plot, a conspiracy against your very consciousness. And this plot has a very specific, real geographical origin, an origin foretold in ancient prophecies, awaiting their moment for millennia to be revealed to us. I speak of the predictions of Nostradamus and the Book of Revelation. Both of these sources, each in their own unique tongue, pointed to one and the same place. A place that today, like a sinister epicenter, is felt at the heart of an approaching storm. We are living in a truly peculiar era where words rapidly lose their original meaning and once neutral images acquire ominous contours. We are systematically fed masterful illusions woven from deep fear and ignorance. However, in the depths of ages, in the dust of forgotten scrolls, in the faint whisper of bygone eras, lie those very keys. Keys that could lift the veil on the true nature of what is happening. I have held documents that seem never intended for the eyes of an ordinary person. Leaked fragments from the mysterious Chimera Protocol, secret reports from the Rome Club, painting not a picture of salvation, but a sinister plan for total control. These papers tell of how our world is nothing more than an ingenious, multi-layered simulation controlled by entities whose goals and motives remain utterly incomprehensible to us. Consider, for example, the famous prophecies of Nostradamus. For centuries, countless people have tried to decipher his cryptic quatrains, seeking correspondences with today's events. But the true meaning, as is often the case, lies deep within the context. We are not simply talking about a quatrain of Nostradamus, but about the lost quatrain from the 11th century, verse 93. This little-known passage hints at a land where the sun is born and dies 3 times a year, at a city built on the remains of fallen empires. If one reads carefully, this verse points to a region with truly unique geographical and astronomical phenomena, a place where history itself has left an indelible, profound mark. What truly captivates is this: if we turn our gaze to the Book of Revelation, we discover astonishing, almost mirror-like reflections. John, whose foresight extended into the future, spoke of a beast rising from the sea and a great harlot seated upon many waters. But what lies hidden behind these mysterious many waters? It's not merely the boundless expanses of seas and oceans. It is rather a metaphor encompassing countless territories, diverse peoples, entire civilizations. And when the talk turns to the place from which this beast emerges and raises its head, it's not some vague, abstract notion. It is without doubt a specific, tangible location on the geographical map. The research undertaken by a hermit monk named Kenshin, whose priceless scrolls were found amidst the ashes of a monastery utterly consumed by fire situated atop Mount Kurama, speaks of certain gates that open under the influence of celestial bodies sleeping in the depths of the earth. These enigmatic gates, according to his records, serve as a kind of conduit, a portal for shadows yearning to break into the light. The very place where these gates lie hidden remarkably aligns with what the great Nostradamus once hinted at. It's not merely a fleeting coincidence, but rather a profound harmonic resonance, as if the universe itself is tuning to a specific rhythm. Vanga spoke of the arrival of a 4th king destined to unite East and West, and also warned of an evil spirit coming from the desert. The calculations of the ancient Mayans, pointing to the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, are often mistakenly interpreted as harbingers of the apocalypse. But I see something else in them, a prophecy of a fundamental paradigm shift, a grand transformation that, as we know, inevitably requires the destruction of all that is outdated and worn out. And all these seemingly disparate prophecies, like threads, lead to the same point, to the same geographical nexus. We observe astonishing fractal patterns in the chain of geopolitical events. Present-day crises, bloody wars, sudden pandemics, all of these are not spontaneous random outbreaks. Rather, they are meticulously planned actions, parts of a single, intricately conceived plan. This is nothing less than the manifestation of a quantum probability collapse, where all possible scenarios leading to complete control begin to inevitably unfold simultaneously. And the influence of solar cycles on the noosphere, on our collective information field, only intensifies these processes. Remember that inexplicable anxiety that grips you around 3 in the morning when the world is deep in slumber, or that sharp feeling of alienation as you gaze at the faces of strangers on a busy street and see in them only empty shells, devoid of true life? This is not mere melancholy, nor ordinary depression. This is your soul, gasping for breath in the clutches of this artificial matrix. Its desperate instinctive yearning for truth, for genuine freedom, for its original, true nature. But what if all these frightening monsters, be they bloody wars, protracted crises, or global pandemics, are merely shadows cast upon the walls of our cave, akin to that famous allegory? What if the true tyrant, the genuine oppressor with the most formidable gaze, looks at you from your own reflection? What if the source of all this impenetrable darkness enveloping our world lies not in an external enemy, but in something we ourselves, unconsciously or consciously, have birthed deep within our being? We dwelled within the tenacious embrace of illusions, succumbing to ideas imposed upon us from without, this fragile, self-centered image of ourselves, which we guard so meticulously, I call a crown of glass. It shines yet shatters with such ease, and the metal veins, they are a soulless, relentless system, a vampire feeding on our energy, our fear, our profound ignorance. The universe does not punish humanity, it ruthlessly burns away toxins. The poison of fear, blind ignorance, and thoughtless materialism. What seems like monstrous chaos to us is, in reality, nothing more than the most delicate, universal surgical procedure. The cosmos, like a skilled surgeon, must heal itself, excising infected, afflicted areas. And those who begin to awaken, those who gain the gift of seeing through the dense veil of illusions, find themselves at the very epicenter of this great process. Herein lies the true, paramount secret that must be deeply understood. Prophecies are not mere warnings of a coming savior. This is rather an encrypted activation code, awakening that saving power that is already embedded within each of us. Prophets did not foresee just one hero who would come and fix everything alone. No, they foresaw something far greater, an entire army of awakened souls. They saw you, yes, each and every one of you. You are not merely a tiny fragment of a prophecy coming to pass. You are its living embodiment, its truest fulfillment. The geographical origin of the Antichrist, as revealed in the prophecies of Nostradamus and the Apocalypse of John, is crucial to our understanding of current global events. The Great Transformation is not an external event that will descend upon us from without, but a profound transformation that will begin within ourselves. Those places that ancient texts refer to as sources of evil or temptation are not simply geographical points on a map. They are rather energetic nodes influencing the collective consciousness of all humanity. Revelation speaks of a beast rising from the sea and a great harlot seated upon the waters. These images hint at power that has spread both territorially and ideologically. Nostradamus' reflections on lands where the sun rises and sets thrice daily, or a city built on the bones of empires, point to regions with rich, often bloody histories, possessing distinct astronomical or geographical features. The connection between these seemingly disparate prophetic visions holds the key to unlocking the origin of the Antichrist. And this origin is not merely a physical location, but a spiritual, energetic orientation. indicating the source of falsehood and coercion. When we compare the writings and visions of various mystical traditions, we discover that despite differing terminology and cultural contexts, they display a remarkable coherence. The teachings of the Gnostics, who spoke of a false demiurge and a hidden divine spark within each person, echo the idea that the source of evil lies not outside but within the system itself. The description of a hierarchical and manipulative power structure in many apocalyptic texts can be understood as a metaphorical representation of forces striving to keep humanity's consciousness in captivity. In this sense, the Antichrist is not simply an individual, but an archetype, an embodiment of forces that deny the divine and obscure the true nature of reality. His geographical origin is strongest, where this obscuring is most effective, where falsehood is most deeply entrenched and illusion is most convincing. The tapestry of whispers is not a mere collection of random prophecies, but an intricate web of hints designed to draw our attention to the source of deception. If one carefully analyzes the prophecies of Nostradamus, John the Apostle, and other seers, we will repeatedly encounter the same geographical and symbolic patterns. The northern coast, the region of eternal winter, the city built on the blood of saints. All these descriptions, when viewed together, paint a picture of a place connected not only historically, but also energetically to the distortion and suppression of the divine. This is the place from which the force spreads, separating human consciousness from its true source. The connection between ancient prophecies and modern global geopolitics is strikingly apparent, if one is willing to look deeper than the superficial news. Technocratic mysticism, however complex it may sound, essentially explains the subtle mechanisms by which illusion is maintained. The world as we know it is on the brink of collapse, and in its place, something new will emerge. Something born from the ashes of the old world, something that we ourselves will create. Now that your eyes are open, you can no longer remain in darkness. Your like is a flash of light visible across the entire network. Your share is a seed you plant in the desert of dormant souls. Your subscribe is a vow. If you are ready to do more, our inner circle will become your operational base. And your support through super thanks is the energy that fuels our shared flame in the fight against the encroaching darkness. Until next time, stay aware, stay connected, and